Okay. Uh,
Assalamualaikum. Today we will present about the comparison between two companies' performance, and the companies that we have choose are KPJ Healthcare Berhad and IHH Healthcare Berhad. Uh, First, let me introduce myself first. My name is Fahana. My team members are Adib Sharizal, Ahmad Faid and Muhammad Remy. For company introduction, KPJ stand for Kumpulan Perubatan Johor. KPJ Healthcare Berhad was founded in 1981 in Johor, Malaysia. It is Malaysia's largest private healthcare provider, for operating over 29 specialist hospitals locally and internationally. For international partnership, Indonesia, Thailand and Bangladesh being some of the countries that KPJ has collaborated with. Next is IHH. IHH originally stood for Integrated Healthcare Holdings, but since it has started operating globally, it is now called as IHH Healthcare Berhad. The HQ was in Kuala Lumpur and founded in 2010 with a significant presence in Malaysia, Singapore, Turkey and China. IHH Healthcare is poised for further growth across Asia and Europe. Both healthcare companies are competitor with each other, as KPJ is the largest private healthcare provider based on hospital count in Malaysia, but IHH is one of the healthcare that could beat KPJ as it is local but world leading company. Next is uh, cap- capital structure. Capital structure refer to the mix of debt, equity and hybrid security that a business uses to finance its operation and growth. It includes long-term debt, short-term debt, and shareholders' equity, in which together they will represent the company total funding. Through capital structure could help a company to make strategic financing decisions. This is the gearing ratio result for KPJ and IHH. For KPJ year 2022, uh, the calculation shows the result of 84.73%, which means that every 1 ringgit of equity owned can use for 85 cents borrowings in the company. For 2023, the result is 80.23%, which means every 1 ringgit is equity owned can be used for borrowings 80 cents. And 2034, 66.08%, which means every 1 ringgit is used for 66 borrowing used in business financial. For IHH year 2022, the result shows 34.97%, which means every 1 ringgit of equity owned can be used for 35 cents borrowing used in business financial. For year 2023, 28.56 percentage is the result, which means every 1 ringgit of equity owned can be used for 28 cents for borrowing use. And lastly, 2034, the result shows 42.9%, which means every 1 ringgit of equity owned can be used 43 cents for borrowings in financial business. Next, I will pass to the next center.
Alright, thank you, Fahana. So what is dividend policy? The introduction. A company's dividend policy is a plan that the company's board of directors creates about how much, when, and in what form profit will be distributed to shareholders. In essence, it is a trade-off between investor reward and company growth, i.e. retaining funds to grow business. In healthcare, this is a delicate balance because companies need costly medical technology and facility expansion while investors want income. So the dividend policy for KPJ and IHH. KPJ Healthcare developed a strategy to aim for consistent revenue through a high frequency, high payout means of operating. Meanwhile, IHH Healthcare, however, is willing to dilute returns for shareholders whilst expanding their reach to other parts of the world. Okay, next. So the dividend analysis. For the IHH Healthcare, they employs a residual dividend strategy where payout levels averaging below 40% are directly subordinated to the capital requirements of global expansion and medical technology investments, resulting in volatile distributions that fluctuate based on surplus cash and normalized earnings. Meanwhile, for KPJ Berhad, KPJ Healthcare employs a residual dividend strategy focused on domestic deepening, where non-linear payouts and fluctuating ratios are dictated by the capital requirements for increasing bed capacity and digital health transformation, ensuring that dividends remain secondary to the funding of local hospital upgrades and specialist facility expansion. Okay, next. So relating the companies to Modigliani and Miller M&M theory. The dividend policies of KPG and IHH Healthcare fundamentally challenge Modigliani and Miller's 1961 irrelevance theory by serving as strategic tools that manage signaling, agency costs, and the clientele effect. Both firms utilize a residual approach where payouts are subordinated to capital requirements. IHH for global expansion and KPJ for domestic operational deepening, demonstrating that in practical markets, flexible and profit-linked distributions are essential for communicating long-term value and technological dominance to shareholders. All right. So next I will pass to Faid. Thank you.
Thank you, Remy. For the first of all, this presentation explains the concept of weighted average cost of capital or WACC and compares the WACC performance between KPJ Healthcare and IHH Healthcare Berhad from 2022 to 2024. WACC is the average cost of financing used by a company which included both debt and equity. It represents the minimum mass rate of return it can achieve to satisfy investor and lenders. WACC is important because company use it as a benchmark to evaluate investment decision. If a project generate return more than the WACC, the investment is considered profitable and beneficial for the company financial growth. For the first one is KPJ Healthcare Berhad, the WACC, show a consistent increasing trend over the 3 years. The WACC increased from 5.47% in 2022 to 5.75% in 2023 and further increased to 6.3% in 2024. This upward trend indicate the KPJ require more funding during this period. One of the main reasons is the company expansion activity, including hospital upgrade and construction of new hospitals. In addition, KPJ issued sukuk to support capital expenditure and operational needs. Higher borrowing or financing costs will normally increase WACC, which explain the increasing pattern seen in KPG. For the next one is IHH. For IHH, Healthcare Berhad show a fluctuating WACC trend. The WACC increased from 4.46% in 2022 and 5.31% in 2023, but slightly decreased to 5.13% in 2024. This fluctuation is mainly influenced by IHH financing strategy, especially during the acquisition of Island Hospital in Penang. IHH used a combination of internal fund, external borrowing, so co-issuance to finance the acquisition. Using internal fund can reduce financing costs, while external borrowing can increase costs, which explain why the WACC does not show a consistent upward trend like a KPJ. In conclusion, WACC is an important financial indicator that reflects a company's financial strategy and investment risk. Indicating aggressive expansion, KPJ show a consistent increase in WACC, indicating aggressive expansion and higher funding requirement. Meanwhile, IHH show a flexible financing strategy by balancing internal and external funding sources, which result in fluctuating WACC values. Understanding WACC help investor and management make better financial and investment decisions. That's all for me. I will pass to Adil.
Alright, as a last presenter, I will presenting to you about market and share price analysis that we have here is capital structure and risk profile, dividend policy comparison, share price trend, market sentiment and future outlook. Alright, between 2022 and 2024, both IHH Healthcare Berhad and KPJ Healthcare Berhad demonstrate improving financial performance and supportive market trends, but with different risk and growth profile. IHH maintained a highly efficient capital structure with a low weighted average cost of capital of 5.09 in 2024, supported by a large equity base and a very low beta of 0.07, which kept its cost of equity stable and inexpensive. Although its cost of debt rose in 2023, it's moderate in 2024, showing strong financial management despite higher borrowing levels. In contrast, KPJ operates with a relatively higher business risk profile and smaller financial scale, which typically result in a higher cost of capital compared to IHH. From market perspectives, sentiment toward IHH is generally defensive and long-term focused, supported by its international diversification, medical tourism exposure, and steady healthcare demand. IHH gearing ratio fluctuated, falling from 35% in 2022 to 28% in 2023 before rising to 43% in 2024. This pattern reflects its post-pandemic recovery, strategic investment in digital healthcare innovation, and brownfield expansion strategy, which allowed capacity growth with excessive new innovation, new borrowing. Despite higher leverage in 2024, IHH maintained a low risk profile supported by strong cash flow. KPJ Healthcare, on the other hand, show a consistent reduction in gearing from 85% in 2022 to 66% in 2024, reflecting a deliberate deleveraging strategy. The dividend policy of IHH Healthcare Berhad and KPJ Healthcare Berhad further highlight the contrast in their financial strategies and investor appeal. KPJ adopts a more shareholder income focused approach, distributing around 50 to 60% of net profit and paying dividend on a more frequent basis. Overall, the comparison between IHH Healthcare and KPJ Healthcare Berhad show two financially sound healthcare companies with different strategic priorities and risk return profile. IHH demonstrates strength in its efficient capital structure, maintaining a relatively low WACC supported by a large equity base and low beta, which reflect lower market risk. Although its gearing ratio fluctuated, The increase in 2024 was linked to controlled expansion strategies such as brownfield growth and international investment rather than financial distress. KPJ attractive to income-focused investors seeking regular cash return. Its share price trend also indicate positive momentum, but market sentiment suggests that KPJ performance is more sensitive to Malaysian healthcare policies and domestic economy's condition, while KPJ offers solid recovery potential and improving fundamental. Based on the overall analysis, IHH Berhad is the stronger long-term investment choice. Its lower cost of capital, global diversification, scalable expansion strategy, and defensive healthcare positioning provide more sustainable growth with lower overall rates. While KPJ is suitable for investors prioritizing dividend income and domestic growth exposure. IHH offer better long-term value creation potential through reinvestment, international presence, and financially flexibility. That's all from our group. Thank you.